Welcome back to New York Revival, special Friday program for you. Just a quick little episode, quick reaction to the pick. First off, Spiro, my man, Eli's not with us today. He's taking care of some business. He will be back, but we wanted to jump on, do a quick tidbit on our People's Mock Draft, which was a massive success. Those guys crushed it, as every mock draft does. Quick reaction to the Banks pick, and then what we're looking for in day two here. But first and foremost, how you doing, big dog?
Good, man. Good. Yesterday was a rough night. Rangers, gave us a fucking stinker, but then Giants did what they wanted to. The draft was pretty entertaining. Giants did what we expected. So we want to have a little reaction, like you said, to this. Talk about the People's Mock, which, like you said, it was just your typical mock draft. Nobody knew what was going to happen. And we did this 2 weeks prior to the draft. So this was before the Bryce Young to the Panthers news came out. And we posted it on our Twitter page that, there's just X's all over the place.
Well, if you think about it, we had 10 guys join. They each got to make a top 10 selection and then a guess at the Giants pick. So 20 guesses in total. And we had one correct answer out of 20 possible. So shout out Tommy G. He guessed Deonte Banks would be the Giants pick. Unfortunately, he didn't qualify for the money because he didn't get the first pick right.
That's right.
But we said, we'll have a beer with him at a tailgate and call it a day.
It's true.
To be fair, we would do anyway.
A lot of people had Deonte Banks in their mind as one of the cornerbacks. I think a lot of people just, we're in the spirit of picking someone different. Yeah. But Deonte Banks, for most of us Giant fans, was the guy. There was smoke all week. There's been smoke for weeks now, I feel like. They like the guy. He's their kind of guy. So I guess let's get into it, right? Deonte Banks. The Giants moved up one pick. They traded, and we'll get into this too. They traded the 160th pick, which is a fifth-round selection, back half of the fifth round, mind you, and the seventh-round pick to get their guy. Now, what was your reaction to A, the trade, and B, the player, F.A.? What do you got?
I'll be honest. The first reaction was like, damn, we had to give up 2 picks to move up one spot at that point. But then thinking about it further, if they thought this was really their guy, and I felt strongly they were going to go corner, and I felt like they should. There were good options, position of need, like the right value. It was all there.
Right.
So I thought, like, once I was looking at the board, like Joey Porter is there, Banks is there. So I'm like, okay, take whoever is left at that point should, one of them get selected before us. So was surprised that we had to give up 2 picks, but we do have a lot of picks, a 5th and a 7th, what were the 2 picks?
It was a 5th and a 7th. You're right.
Okay,
again, bottom half of the 5th, too. So I want to stress that.
You're talking about dart throws anyway, and we still have a bunch more picks. So I think if they knew that their guy, the guy they had to have, they could secure it, then go get him. And that's what they did. So I was fine with it. What about you?
Mind you, they still have the 172nd pick, 12 picks later in that same 5th round. So keep that in mind. How many times are you going to hit on 2 fifth-rounders, let alone, a 6? You have your guy at that point that you're targeting. If you want to get him, you trade up a little bit more because you have more 7th ammo. In my mind, listen, I was kind of, like you said, a little taken back by the 2 picks, especially because I didn't actually remember that they had a second 5th-round pick. And I saw earlier that the Eagles, I think, moved up earlier in the draft and only gave up 1 4th. So I was like, this doesn't really equate. But what happened was, what happened was there was a run on wide receivers. I think Shane wanted one of those wide receivers, but then Addison got picked right before us. Zay got picked right before us.
Right?
Yeah, it was right before us, and then JSN got picked at 20. So I think it was maybe 3 out of the first, the 4 picks before us. There goes all your wide receivers. So in Shane's mind, the red flags went up. He's like, all right, if we missed out on all our guys, we have to get our CB1. We have to get him. So they made it sure about it. There must have been other pressure about going people liking him. So they gave up what they had to give up. Like I said, to get your guy, if he's your CB1 in the future, no one's going to give 2 shits about the 160th pick that may or may not ever be anybody that's on an NFL roster.
Complete dart throws. And what I heard was actually it was going to be 1 pick, and the Cowboys were on the horn too, and the Giants threw in an extra pick. And that's what I heard. So if
Yep.
that's the case, think about it. You want the Cowboys jumping you and getting that guy, and if he turns out to
Oh,
be the stud that we hope he is, like we'd be sick over that. So Shane got his guy.
yeah.
I'm good with it. And
Yes.
I tend to study the guys more once we draft them. So I've
Hmm.
already started to do it with this guy. And I like him a lot. I think he's a dog, and I like his attitude. He's confident. He's
100%.
played against good receivers. He's got good experience. He's not a ball hog. So if you want to say
No.
like his stats don't jump off in terms of crazy interceptions or anything like that, but if you're a solid corner and they don't want to throw in your direction, you're doing your job. So
Right.
I'm
Right.
good with it.
Yeah. And listen, this guy's athletic traits are off the charts. I think
He
he was like
graded
one of the,
super high. Yeah.
yeah, like fourth highest, cornerback ever. So you're betting on traits. You're betting on he's played well in college. Jerome Henderson, a good defensive backs coach, is going to mold him. And listen, he's got the length. He's a press guy. He's got all the things that check off the boxes. He needs to not the red flags. The negatives are he's got to trust his technique. He needs more discipline. Those are coachable things.
Mhm.
You can't coach the athleticism and physicality that he has. The dog in him, like you said. He's a press guy. Wink loves him, and you saw Wink's. How about Wink's reaction when he saw the job?
That told me everything I needed to know.
Exactly. Just love the guy. Love the guy. Hugged the shit out of Shane. Just happy as hell. So listen, Wink got his guy. Yeah.
I just love how
go.
I just love how all our guys get along. Like
Oh, it's the best.
Shane and
The
Dave
bros.
are bros because they go to games together with their wives. Like I think they're genuinely friends.
Right.
And
Right.
and then you
100%.
see how Wink interacts with them after that pick. It's just like they just got something cool going on. I hope they can stay together for a few years and
Agreed.
keep building.
Yeah.
But this defense now,
Yeah.
our D line looks nice. We've improved the linebacker. We're already
Mhm.
improving the secondary with
Mhm.
still majority of the draft to go. So I think the defense is going to be our strength again.
Yes.
And if today, let's talk about it. Day
Yes.
2 now. What are you looking for? Like off the top of my head, I want a wide receiver and a center today.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. My pre-draft prediction was a corner in the first round, and we move up for Mingo in the second.
Yep.
So I'm going to stick with that since I'm already halfway there. I think that's what's going to happen today. We're going to clip this later, right there, so that I know where to clip it when I'm sticking to my guns.
Yeah, there you go.
And we're going to get Mingo. If not, I won't clip it.
Yeah. Listen, like you said, you nailed it on the head. It's the biggest needs right now. And again, it's tough because do you want to go need or you just want to get BPA one more time and then start worrying about needs after? That's for another day. Hopefully these things line up. There's John Michael Schmidt that's still out there. Schmidt's what's his name? Tittman. You got a couple
two good
of
centers. No centers were taken in the first round. So
right.
Pick of the litter.
If you want, though, you maybe wait for a Stromberg in the third, or a Weipler. Like there's options here. There's depth at center, and there's depth at running back. There's depth at wide receiver. Those are the spots that we need, And I'm going to throw out two more that are kind of the outliers. Maybe not a need, but in my opinion, it is a need. So edge. There's a couple of good edge rushers out there.
Always use good edge rushers.
Yeah, listen, I'll say Drew Sanders is a linebacker who could pass rush. Ojolari is an edge rusher. Trent Simpson, playmaker linebacker. Keon White, edge. Derek Hall, edge. There's good names out there, and then defensive tackle. There's 3 names still out there too. Dexter from Florida, Benton from Wisconsin, and I'm gonna butcher this guy's name, but Adebaware, I believe.
I'm looking forward to it.
Adebaware. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. I have not studied the actual pronunciation yet, but he's a guy that it can pass rush and can be your next Leo from Northwestern. So these are names that keep an eye on, but wide receivers
it would be fun to
wide receivers that sexy name like the Hyatt, Mingo, Josh Downs is out there, Tyler Scott, Mims. There's a lot of nice names out there. Tillman, Reche Rice. I want to get a wide receiver. I want to just get that.
I do want to ask you a question on the wide receiver, but real quick, it would be fun to have a Dexter on the defensive line, another Dexter. I do like the idea. If we have another Ojolari, I hope he gets off to a better start than his brother, right? Like kind of like, can you pop off the page a little faster, a little consistency, please?
Like his brother.
Aziz came into camp looking like a freaking machine. He got jacked in the offseason.
Please stay healthy.
But for wide receiver, I feel like on the current roster,
What kind of wide receiver do you want?
We have a lot of B receivers, right? And a lot of
Mm.
contributors. Nobody that completely jumps off the page. Who of the guys that are left do you see as the best chance? Because a lot of people think there's not that alpha in this class in general,
Right.
even including the first rounders.
Yes.
Who do you think of the remaining guys has the best chance to be that guy?
I see Hyatt has everybody like popping off the screen because of his speed. He's like in my kind of comparison is like a Deshaun Jackson. Right now, he doesn't really have a route tree. He's a deep guy, and that's it. Very limited system. I don't know if he'll ever be that alpha. Jonathan Mingo, man, he has that Anquan Bolden-ish kind of Deebo Samuel-ish. Those are two huge comparisons right there. Those are like
I know comparisons are tough though. So
I know, but he has that ceiling if he can reach it. He's got that toughness. He's big. And he catches the ball. He's not going to blow you away with anything. But like in my comp to him was Hakeem Nicks. He wasn't. He never did anything amazing, but he had great hands.
Yeah.
He caught the ball in traffic. He made plays after he had yak. He could make plays after he caught the ball. So a Hakeem Nicks-ish kind of one guy that could maybe reach that wide receiver one status is a Mingo, man. So it's gonna be interesting where he goes because like early in the draft process he was in the third round. Now he's moving up to the second round. Now it's high second round.
Yeah, then there were whispers of late first round for him. Some Giants wanted him considered with our 25th pick or 24th pick. So he is my guy. He's my guy. He is my guy. I'm hoping for it, and I like the Knicks comparison. Knicks had huge hands, and that was a good call too because he didn't jump off the screen, but he was just somehow always effective, and he was still a good one.
Give us Mingo. I think we're both on board here with the Mingo. Like I said, there's other guys out there.
There's great options today.
Yes.
We're going to get two good football players today.
Let's keep improving. Joe Shane, this is where you make your money. Keep adding to the team. The second and third round picks is where you make your money. The Banks pick made sense. Now keep going, man. Keep going.
Yeah, man. Like think about last year's first round, how easy those picks were for the Giants, right? Like most people would have made those exact picks.
Yep. Robinson and Zudu now have to.
You look at Wandale and beyond. Like you gotta hit. You gotta hit today and tomorrow. You gotta hit on these because that's how your roster actually fills out and you get better.
Yes, sir.
But this is exciting, man. We're getting better.
Good pick. Smart pick by Shane.
Yes,
he's always smart.
We approve.
Yes.
But thank you for checking this video out. Yes, sir.
We'll try to get on here again tomorrow and talk about the tonight's picks. Again, quick videos for you guys, a little reaction, and let's go Giants. Let's go Shane. Let's go Dave. Let's go. All right.
Revival. See you soon.
Reax, El Jefe, Mr. Glass half full, the revival.